Okay, everybody, welcome to Coffee and Art in the Afternoon. Excuse my throat again. That storm's coming through and the weather changes my voice. But anyway, so as long as the weather holds out, we got electricity. We're going to, or that electricity, like we say in the South. Anyway, so I thought I'd just kind of do a little Sunday afternoon stream. I wanted to show my new Flow book. I already showed my new Flow magazine. And I thought I'd talk about something that I'm not sure we talk about all kinds of journals, we talk about all kinds of books, we talk about, how we write in some, art in some, combine in some. And so one of the things that I thought I would talk about today after I show the Flow book, is something that I heard on Meri Abrams, the Meri Altier, and I'll put a link in my YouTube recording, a link to her YouTube. And she is probably, and I'm not exaggerating, she is probably the sweetest YouTuber you will ever watch. Just saying. She is so sweet. Anyway, and she's a good artist. She shows all different kinds of she goes urban sketching, and she shows her happy meal. She just does a little everything, art and journal wise, and she is so sweet. I know probably all of y'all here either follow her or need to follow her. So anyway, I was watching, I think maybe one or two videos back, and she was just talking about different journals or something. Oh no, I know what it was she was talking about. She was talking about her list of favorites and how you can do different kind of lists and playlists and favorite lists and all that. And she was saying that one of them she started watching now, which I didn't even know there was such videos on, was called the Commonplace book. And Commonplace books have been around for a long time. And basically what I had always thought they were, and now I think they've kind of evolved some because of the art journaling community and all, is where you write down your thoughts, your your ideas, musings, your reflections, and your meditations on what you're reading. That's to me is what a commonplace book had always been, the connotation I'd always had. Although I'm sure you can put other things along with it. So, yes, isn't she so sweet? Yes, I know. So, Meri, if you're watching this recording, everybody's going on and on about how sweet you are. She is. I don't know where Carrie is, Paula. I don't know. So anyway, y'all know that I'm not much in writing in my art journals. I kind of do separate things. But I wanted to kind of show a couple different ideas. And now, again, we show a lot of art journals. We show a lot of hundreds of different ways to do art journaling, journaling and drawing and note keeping and all that. But please do not ever feel you have to do all these different ones. I do this full time. So it's not like, everybody can just have all these different kind of journals and things that I keep. So I just want to qualify that by saying don't feel the pressure to do every journal that you see on YouTube or on Ustream or online, because you won't be able to do it. Okay, so hey Eileen, let me mod little Miss ETEE here. We call Eileen ETEE, Eileen the Enabler Elf. So anyway, I just wanted to show you a few, let me see if I can reach them without, I didn't think about getting the chair down. So I will do different ways of what I would call a commonplace book with the definition of writing out your thoughts, meditations, and ideas and notes on what you are reading. Now, I'll say that when I am reading nonfiction, I do annotate in my books. I'll write in them notes, underline, and all that in my nonfiction books. Sometimes in a fiction book, I'll write out a quote, or if there's something I want to look up, or just, because something struck me as, oh, I want to research that, I'll make a separate note of that. I don't really write much in my fiction books, but I do annotate in my nonfiction books. And then I wanted to show that Y'all know that I write, my writing is done mostly in Moleskines. So I'm going to pull these down. I went through all my moles about, how long ago was it? Maybe a couple months ago. See if I can get them to stand up. I don't know. I went through all my moles and writing journals about a few months ago and took out all the notes that I thought I might want. Now, some of them have art in them. I do have some different kinds of art in some, but mostly my moles are books that I write, um, that are written for, that I write in separately from the art. Okay, so here's some more. Okay, let's see if I can get it all in there. Okay, so anyway, this is my writing keeping, as opposed to my art journal, which, here's like one of my desk journals, which in a minute when I move the moles, I'll show you the difference between my art journal and my writing journal, although some of these do have art in them. And I also do composition books and small moles too. That is what I call my Commonplace book, but I don't really call it that. I've never really called them my Commonplace books. I just call them my writing journals as opposed to my art journals. So, and you can do different ways of combining different things. So I just wanted to show you, this is how I write mostly, as opposed to the art. Okay, so let me move that. Hang on, I got a shelf just specifically for these. I love my moles. Moleskine, Paula. Paula and I we love the TV. So what I did with all my moles a few weeks ago was go through all of them and pull out any ideas or anything that I thought useful with my idea notebook, which y'all saw me, I've done a couple streams on that. This is the kind of art journaling that I do on my desk. So it is just different kinds of whatever leftovers and stuff like that. These sit on my desk, and then I color, write, draw, leftover paint, and all that. But it's not writing. It's different than my writings. Okay? So, sorry guys, I'm a little out of breath. Alright, so then I have a couple other kind of journals, like you saw, my idea notebook, which this is my idea notebook now. It's a big 3-ring binder, and so I've got even stuff just stuck in there. And we did a couple of videos on this, and I gotta say, I didn't get a lot of interest in it. I think maybe because it's so much like other books we do. But hopefully, if you watch it, even if you don't make a specific idea notebook, you might grab some of the concepts of collecting ideas into whatever way you write, art journal, notebook, or collect your ideas. Okay, so however you do that. So that being said, with my new Flow magazines, oh, I got one more. Let's go. I also keep a lot of just composition books. Those are usually my spur of the moment. If I'm not writing down on a post-it note, it goes quickly into a composition book, which then can be extrapolated anything that needs to be used. But quick thoughts, something like just by my bed, or if I get an idea, I can write it down quick. It'll either go on a post-it note or in a composition book. And well, when I say writing, Jean, I'm not talking about like writing stories or anything like that. I write down just my thoughts, my ideas, what I'm gleaning out of something I've read. It's not really, I'm not a writer like Barb writing, stories or writing books or anything like that. I don't write like that. When I say writing, I'm just meaning writing out my own thoughts, ideas, and, what I think about what I am reading. Okay, then I have one other book here, which is, let me take out some of the stuff falling out here. And that is this is my spiritual book. So it is one like, it's one of these, I don't know what you call it, just one of those scrapbook books that are about 2 inches thick with the ring binder in it. And this is what I use for, this is my spiritual journal book. So it's a separate book than, and that I write in separately from my Moli's. So there's that as well. So those are all the different ways that I keep notes and write. Now I've shown you all the different kind of journals I have: sketchbooks, the animal journals, collage books, and all the other different kinds of art books. But I just thought I'd share that because of the Meri, Meri, by the way, Meri, at the Meri Altier, I think it's what her YouTube is. I'll put a link in there. And anyway, so she had just brought up the topic of common book and that she was looking into that. So I just wanted to address it as well because I'm going to be following whatever Meri thinks about it as her view of it. Okay, so before I show the different Flow magazines, what I wanted to say is I'm going to make a new, now there again, don't everybody freak out, oh my gosh, another journal, another something, something. I'm not going to really show you inside because I'm still working on it, but I'm going to make me a common book out of one of my Project Life type, well, it's just a, it's a scrapbook book. It's a scrapbook book, but instead of like page protectors and all that, I have drawing paper in here. And I have some dividers and some, I have a few page protectors in there for the purpose of, I won't show it to you yet, with the purpose of different purposes in it. But I want to use this more as an illustrative book, common book. I don't know if that's what I want to mean to say. I want to use it as a common book for writing about books I'm reading, but I want to be able to illustrate them as well. Not that I don't draw little pictures and stuff when I'm reading books. I do that too, but I wanted to make it more specific for when I read something, study something, research something, to be able to illustrate along with it. And for that, I need more real estate. Okay? So that's, hey Jeannie. Yeah, you do have to write. I write down all my ideas, Eileen, in some form or another. I'm either writing them on composition books, post-it notes, something. But I want this to be more like how I've been using my Moli's for reading and note taking. But now I want it to be more also illustrative. So I'm going to do more illustrative work while I'm reading. I'll do the note taking as well, but I'm also going to use it for illustrating. Is the book in chronological order then, or based on? I base my stuff on sections. T.M. John, thanks for being here. For me personally, and it depends on how, I'm not a very good chronological kind of person. I am not a diarist. I have tried many times to do the Project Lights and the documented life, not Project Life, documented life, and those things where you do something every single day. The Hobonichis don't work for me, the Fobonichis, whatever. I do have one that I just kind of like keep track of my streams and birthdays and stuff like that. I cannot do daily everything I do kind of writing. It just doesn't work for me. I tried it for 1 solid year and I about drove myself crazy. I am more of a subject divided kind of person. Like, I might have a section on what I'm reading in history, or I might have something, I might, like, for instance, I'll give you an example. I would like to, I have 3 or 4, maybe 5 good books on Dali, Salvador Dali, that I really want to research better than just glean. I really want to get into them. So I would have a section in here for art. I'd have one for history, and they'll get thick quick. I'm telling you, when you start doing any kind of journaling, writing, even art journaling, just art journals, y'all know how fast those things fill up. But what I want to do with this is do my usual writing about, what my thoughts and ideas, or some quotes, or just what I think. Say, for instance, Dolly. I'm going to do that one. And write down all my thoughts about it, but I also have the space, the real estate in this book to draw more than just small drawings and doodles in my molies. Okay? The other thing that kind of inspired me to do something bigger like this was to be able to add I love little stickers and cute things. That's why I love the Flow magazine. So, I can add little bits of stuff in here too, but it's mostly what I want to do is write my ideas and thoughts about what I'm reading, but be able to do drawings as well. Okay, does that make sense? And y'all ask me any questions if that doesn't make sense. All right, let me see. My chat kind of did a little jumpy here. Answering John's question, I do themes and topics and subjects. I don't do chronological, although I will date things. I will, oh, Travis. Okay, thanks, Travis. I will date things. Hey, Carrie. And let me fix my chat here. Lynn popped in. Anybody else? I think I said hi to everybody else. My chat the scroll sometimes, especially now with all the other issues we're having, the scroll sometimes doesn't stay put, but I try my best. Okay, so I hope that makes sense on what I want to do. I did put a picture of my painty hand there, just because it had a place for a picture. I put that in there. Okay. Hey, Darcy. Z, I think I said hi to Z. All right, so yay, cheeky girl. So that is what I'm going to be doing instead of writing. Now, granted, this is not something you carry around with you, but I don't carry around my molies either. They're for sitting at home and reading and writing in. They're not my sketchbooks I take anywhere. I don't hardly go anywhere unless I go on a vacation or go to Denise's. I'm not a real goer, although I am trying to get Darcy to go on an urban sketch crawl in downtown Atlanta and go to the High Museum and all that. I'm still working on getting me and Darcy to do that. Hey, Nico. So anyway, this is going to be my more commonplace book where I write down my thoughts on different topics and subjects in books and be able to illustrate as well. But there's nothing in it yet. I just set this up. I've got dividers and I got some, pretty things in there, but there's no writing in it or anything yet. But I just wanted to show that, a 12 by 12 book. And I've got regular paper in here. I've got sketchbook paper in here. I do have a couple plastic sleeves to keep some reference material or anything like that. But it's mostly just 12 by 12 paper, hole punched and put in the ring. Okay? So that's that. The Georgia Aquarium is downtown. Yeah, it's downtown Atlanta. We've been many times. It's a great place to go and draw at. To draw. So yeah, but you can't really do the museum and the aquarium in one day. We'd have to pick one or the other at first. There she is. I see Darcy. We'd have to pick one or the other. Of course, we'd have to go to the varsity too. Right, Darcy? Get those greasy onion rings? Okay. So anyway, I'm going to move on from talking about the Commonplace book, which I have not really, and since Meri brought it up on her YouTube, now I'm interested in going and looking around on YouTube for other videos on that. But yeah, so thanks, Meri. It's a Meri LTA. Okay, so now let me show you. I did show you the Flow magazine. This is the newest Flow magazine. I did already show this on a previous video. So just look for book chat and magazine chat. It'll be in the newest magazine video. All right. Now, last year, Flow came out with this book. Flow came out with a actual book, which is bigger than the magazine height. Thick-wise. There's the magazine, and then there's the book. They came out with this. Apparently, it was such a big hit. They came out with a second one this year. Now they're not cheap. They're $30. They are, I gotta say, unless you have, of course, a discount, or maybe I'm not even sure if you can get them through Amazon. I haven't looked. I just, I got it through my Books A Million. And it is all it is 100% cards, tags, papers, stationery, cutouts, envelopes, stickers, paper dolls, color book pages, cardstock, envelopes that you cut out, big sheets of wrapping paper that fold out, postcards, tags, I think I said stickers. That is all it is. There's no writing per se except at the very beginning. Everything else in the book is all stationery type product. That's it. It's one full book of stationery product, along with a few specialty things that are real cool, like the full sheets of wrapping paper. They'll have the paper dolls and all kinds of things to cut out, and then they have all kinds of stickers, and then they have fold outs like this. They have these cutouts that you cut out these little kind of like stand-up dolls. Let's see, there's a picture here. Like, this is what they look like when they're put together. And like I said, they have different kind of pop-outs like this, where they have little houses with little. It's just a paper lover's eye candy. You just love it every bit. Plus, it's useful. Other than a few things like this, it's all kinds of stationery, postcard tags, thank you notes, postcards. You can make banners. There's all kinds of banners for you to cut out and make. Flag banners, all kinds of little invitation cards. And on the back it has the lines, and the postcards have the actual postcard thing on the back. A few little mini posters. Then they have things like this that pop out, big long flags of just beautiful things like that. They have vintage looking photographs where the bubbles, you fill in your own bubbles. So it's just a love. I love my Flow magazine, and I love my Flow book. So you can see it's totally, to me, worth $30. I mean, you just get, there's 300 pages of paper crafting arts. Now, I put this in there myself, but then it comes with some bags in it, different bags. It comes with another banner. I think this says, I forget what it says, not have a good day, but happy day, or something like that. I forgot. And and it's all jointed. That comes in the back. I'm going to have to fix that now, but that comes in the back. So all this is just something I stuck in there. All that is in there for $30. It is so totally worth it to me. Here's a little poster of a folk art girl. So, and a lot of color book pages. And the last year's had the same types of things in it as well. Color book pages, tags, cards, all kinds of things, like any kind of paper, anything. And it's published in the Netherlands. And so it does have the English-Dutch, but there's no really words in it except at the beginning here, where it talks about the people that, the publishers, the English and the Dutch, like that. And then it talks about Flow magazine, the English and the Dutch. A little bit about the paper book for paper lovers, the designers, and then that's it. The rest is all 300 pages of yumminess. So anyway, I just love it, and I love last year's as well. Last year's had the same type of wonderfulness in it, stickers, tags, and I've used some of these things out of here, out of last year's. But and I've added some things to it, the stickers and postcards. See, I've used some of the postcards and things out of this. But yeah, so that's the Flow book for paper lovers, and then the Flow magazine. Now, it's hard for me to find the Flow magazine every other month. It's I believe it comes out every other month. I'm pretty sure. And some months, sometimes I can find it at either Barnes and Noble or Books A Million, and sometimes I can't. When I do find it, I do snap it up. Although again, it's $22.50 for this magazine. But again, it's like the book, but not. It's got more articles in it. It's got more articles and more designer histories and things like that. It's just as good to me because there's a lot of things to read and articles and things. But it always does have things like here's the paper dolls that you can have different paper doll things that you can cut out. I mean, if you are a paper lover, you will love Flow magazines or the Flow book. So there's my little buy a Flow talk. All right, so there we go. So that is kind of really what I wanted to talk about today was writing books, journaling books, art journal books, and you can just there's so many different things, and that's not even including sketchbooks. I've got an ink sketchbook. I've got my big drawing, this very big sketchbook, which y'all know this one right here. This is my very big sketchbook, which is what I always forget the size of it. It is 11 by 13, and this is what I use to sketch out the animals for my fantasy posters. This is the idea book for my fantasy animals. Go in here. And then I started, like I don't have enough Project Life scrapbooks, I went ahead and just bought one of these little $2.50 3-ring binders at Michael's for my the pocket page letter pages. So there we go. Oh, and then I got the Faux-Bonici, which I told y'all, for me a Faux-Bonici is just, I don't diary, so it's just got my birthdays, it's got my stream information, and it's got like a couple pages for each month that if there's anything I really need to write down and keep track of, then it goes in my Faux-Bonici. That it doesn't really get used much except for that, because I don't diary anymore. So, and then my ink book, this is the one I'm going to do anything Danny Gregory, or if what do you call it? If We Hootie or Sister Woman are going to do any of the Danny Gregory book, the Art Before Breakfast, it'll go in here. This one I'm saving and I showed it already. This one is going to be just ink drawing. Well, I got a few things glued in there, but like there's my Danny Gregory breakfast, there's my coffee cup, and it's all in ink. I'm not drawing anything in pencil. It'll all just be anything I do in ink with a few, like, glue ins or something. But that's what this is. This book is all just ink. Ink and my Lisa pen, my Lisa calligraphy, my Lisa pen. So that's that book. So I have a book for everything. I did say I got a book for everything. But I usually just keep working in them until they're full, like my desk journal. When I work them, so they get full, and so I just keep working in them until I need to move on to something else. So I don't know how interesting that all was, but y'all know we have a gazillion different books. I've shown my little miniature composition books again, same type of thing. These are like the desk journals, except tiny. They're just little collages, little whatever. Stick stuff in and go back and play with paint on them. That's what these are. So they don't hold up real well. I think one's held up better, and the other one, got two or three other ones are kind of falling apart. But they're just fun to. See, I'll just tape them back in if they start falling out. So those are some of the different kinds of art journals and books and where I write in. So did Darcy say anything else about doing her own shelf? Has her own shelf. Darcy. I love the flow books too, Lynn. Yeah, they are cute, aren't they, Carrie? I love the little miniature ones. I only see these come out at the beginning of school years at Walmart, and they're only like 20 cents. Next year at Walmart, if they get a big shipment of them, they're all different colors. I got green, black, purple, blue. I don't think there was a yellow one. But anyway, there's kind of a lot of colors. I think they're only like 25 cents. So I'll stock up on them if I see them next. I think around July and end of June, first week of July, when the school supplies start coming out, is when these little books come out. And so I'll have to get some. Links are open. Yeah, links are open for any Ustream, YouTube, any videos y'all want to share. Okay? All right, so that's just that's not talking about my art journals, really. You know, I've given y'all a tour where I've shown all the different kinds of art journaling I do. So anyway, oh, and also in one of the Flow books, I think this was the Flow magazine. This came in one, the Little Gratefulness Diary, and it has little things to be thankful for. That came in one of them. This How to Hand Letter came in this issue of the Flow magazine, not the Flow book, but it had this is one of the little pullouts that comes in the Flow magazine. This kind of thing. A little tutorial thing on hand lettering, designs, and whatnot. That was in the Flow magazine. I think that's pretty much it on the flows and the writing part of like a Commonplace type book. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, well, Patty's streaming at 2. Put a link for her. I think I'm pretty much done, guys, unless y'all have a question or anything else that y'all want to ask about. Carol's package, I did tell Mitz. I tweeted Mitz that I got her little package in for Mystery Carol. I've got the package ready to go. It will go out tomorrow. But if something comes in later for Mystery Carol, anything, y'all sent in some great butterfly everything. She is going to be thrilled. So I will email her and tell her it's on the way tomorrow when it goes out. But if you send something later, I'll still send it to her. So have no fear about that. Okay. So you're welcome, Wami. And again, if y'all do not follow Gail Kwan, i.e. She Spins, Juanita on YouTube or Instagram, follow her, especially on Instagram if you want to see all her gardening pictures. Oh my gosh, that woman can if you are interested in following a garden from start to finish, watch She Spins or follow She Spins on Instagram and YouTube. So Juanita, if you want to put your link in for your Instagram and your YouTube so anybody here can see that. Because my little garden is just a 6-foot garden and it's rained every single day since last weekend when I started it. And so I haven't been able to really do anything else with it. And mine's just a 6x6 railroad tie above ground little garden. Juanita has a true gardener's thumb. Just saying. All right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping in. This was kind of short, but hopefully y'all got a few more ideas. Make your books, whether they be art journals, writing journals, or a combination of both. Make it something you're going to use. Idea book. You're writing and art journaling together. Do it by topic. Do it by what you want to do. A goal-centered book, or just writing notes about all the books you read. But make it your own, what you actually do and use, because otherwise you won't use it. And it's not going to be good to, it's no sense having an idea book, a commonplace book, a journal, writing journal, any of those. It doesn't do any good to have them if you don't use them. And so yeah. All right, guys. You're welcome, Paula. All right, guys, and if anything, nothing else, I still plan on streaming tomorrow unless Denise just really wants me to. Come on, Mom, come on up. She really wants me to come up for a couple days, and she's redoing her office, and she's really busy. And Boo's getting ready to go to Summit the first. I think it's the first Friday. I think it's May 1st. She's going down to Summit. For those of y'all that have been following my granddaughter and her cheerleading career, they may have a bid to Summit, so they're going down. That's the biggie. Summit in Florida is the biggie. That's the one they show on ESPN and all that. So they'll be gone for like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back Monday or something like that. So it's like all that weekend, and that's the biggie. So hopefully, so anyway, she's got a lot of practice every single day up until then. They have practice at their gym. So, all right, guys. So we'll either see you tomorrow. If I don't stream tomorrow, I'll let you know. And thanks for stopping in. And I hope everybody has a great week, the rest of the weekend. Thanks, guys. Follow her. So anyway, I was watching, I think maybe one or two videos back, and she was just talking about different journals or something. Oh, no, I know what it was she was talking about. She was talking about her list of favorites and how you can use different kind of lists and playlists and favorite lists and all that. And she was saying that one of them she started watching now, which I didn't even know there was such videos on, was called the Commonplace book. And commonplace books have been around for a long time. And basically what I had always thought they were, and now I think they've kind of evolved some because of the art journaling community and all, is where you write down your thoughts, your your ideas, musings, your art journaling, journaling and drawing and note keeping and all that. But please do not ever feel you have to do all these different ones. I do this full time. So it's not like, everybody can just have all these different kind of journals and things that I keep. So I just want to qualify that by saying don't feel the pressure to do every journal that you see on YouTube or on Ustream or online, because you won't be able to do it. Okay, so hey Eileen, let me mod little Miss ETEE here. We call Eileen ETEE, Eileen the Enabler Elf. So anyway, I just wanted to show you a few, let me see if I can reach them without, reflections and your meditations on what you're reading. That's to me is what a commonplace book had always been, the connotation I'd always had. Although I'm sure you can put other things along with it. So yes, isn't she so sweet? Yes, I know. So, Meri, if you're watching this recording, everybody's going on and on about how sweet you are. She is. I don't know where Carrie is, Paula. I don't know. So anyway, y'all know that I'm not much in writing in my art journals. I kind of do separate things. But I wanted to kind of show a couple different ideas. And now, again, we show a lot of art journals. We show a lot of hundreds of different ways to do. Okay, everybody, welcome to Coffee and Art in the Afternoon. Excuse my throat again. We have storms coming through, and the weather changes my voice. But anyway, so as long as the weather holds out, we got electricity. We're going to, or that electricity, like we say in the South. Anyway, so I thought I'd just kind of do a little Sunday afternoon stream. I wanted to show my new Flow book. I already showed my new Flow magazine. And I thought I'd talk about something that I'm not sure we talk about all kinds of journals, we talk about all kinds of books, we talk about, how we write in some, art in some, combine in some. And so one of the things that I thought I would talk about today after I show the Flow book, is something that I heard on Meri Abrams, the Meri Alta, and I'll put a link in my YouTube recording, a link to her YouTube. And she is probably, and I'm not exaggerating, she is probably the sweetest YouTuber you will ever watch. Just saying. She is so sweet. Anyway, and she's a good artist. She shows all different kinds of she goes urban sketching, and she shows her happy meal. She just does a little everything, art and journal wise, and she is so sweet. I know probably all of y'all here either follow her or need to